Good morning, beloveds. I am back in my regularly scheduled, well, my timing's off, but always is on Sunday. But I'm back in my regular room. Um, my job decided to give us Christmas Eve off since it was a Friday, and we were going to be closed Christmas Day anyway. So I took the opportunity to drive to see my mom, because she only lives 3 hours away. So we spent the night with her. So that's why you got 2 videos in a new place. She finally retired, and she sends her husband to be with his family for like the week before Christmas, and then he comes home on Christmas Day to be with her and their grandkids and from his daughters. And so I was like, well, you know what? Hey, we'll come and see you. So yeah, it was a short visit. We were there for literally 24 hours. Showed up at 11 on, Friday and left at 11 on Saturday, but it was good. It was good. And then we came home, took care of, she isn't traveling right now because they have 2 elderly dogs, and we didn't want to be gone too long because we have 2 elderly cats, one of whom is the one behind me screaming at us. So we didn't want to be gone for too long, but you do what you do for Christmas. And so I hope that you had whatever your Christmas looked like. I hope it was good for you. All right. So December 26th, His will is done in me. Do all things without murmuring and disputing. And that is Philippians 2:14. The will of God is that people should be perfect. No longer do I think with reluctance that God's will may mean my failure to demonstrate what I want. I know that all of God is for me, and all of mine moves through me. What I decide will happen, as long as it is good and will harm no other person. There is a divine purpose into my life. My creation was not an accident. It was a fulfillment of a plan and a design. Mind could only know a perfect idea, and so God's will for me is a perfect life here and now. Letting go of all visible evidence to the contrary, I accept this. God's will is done in me, and the world is richer because I am. The will of God moves in me to accomplish my heart's desire. Without stint, it offers me the full expression of life. To me, it gives every hope, every vision, and every right desire. Out of the abundance of love, it merely asks that I accept life and use it aright. Letting this divine design control my thinking, I let the good of the world, I find the good of the world at my hand. I am able to clasp that which I seek and experience that which I have wanted. God's will for me is perfect, and I glory in it. I am the child which the parent... No, hang on. I am the child which the Spirit intended I should be. I am life, I am love, and God's plan for all of humanity. As I evolve spiritually, the whole human family benefits. God's will is done in me, and my permanent peace envelops me. It breathes through my consciousness, bringing new and great ideas to pass. In this deep and abiding security, I know my own Christ self. I rest from the struggle and let God's action do the work. My hopes become possibilities, my dreams unfold into fact. Life becomes glorious, and I do all things with ease. I expect the good to happen and the true to appear. Mind thinks through me, love controls me, and I am the active expression of God. This is the will of the Spirit for the child, and I am that child now. All right. And since we've gone through this, let me remind you, perfect means whole, not flawless, all right? Because none of us are flawless. None of us are flawless. We all make mistakes, and that is okay. When we say the word perfect, what we mean is whole. It's all included. So even the mistakes that we make are included. Not that the mistakes are part of God's plan. That is, it's simply the way that we were built. Since we were built with free will, that meant we were free to make mistakes as well. And I like that I am life, love, and God's plan for all of humanity. Now, your ego could stand up and go, oh, I am the plan for all. No, that's not what that line means. What that line means is that the way we were designed, each and every one of us, that's the way God designed each and every one of us. All of humanity is designed exactly the same way we are. So nobody's better, nobody's worse, nobody's designed, it's everybody's got the same plan. Everybody's got the same plan. We all have free will, and we all have that internal nudge to good. And so the question becomes, do we listen to it? Do we listen to it? All right. So yes, the title is His Will is Done in Me. And I would, because you heard me change a number of these where I would say, and you can say God's will is done in me, Spirit's will is done in me, love's will is done in me. Whatever makes you comfortable. Do all things without murmuring and disputing. Philippians 2:14. Well, are we good at this? Probably not. Sometimes we're like, I don't understand why I have to do this. And, but we gird our loins and we do. All right. So the will of God is that people should be perfect. People should be whole. God wants us all to be whole. God doesn't want us to be missing anything. I would suggest that God wants us to live out loud. God wants us to be who we are. No longer do I think with reluctance that God's will may mean my failure to demonstrate what I want. All right. So what God's will is for me is to be happy. What God's will for you is to be happy, which means you demonstrate what you want. That's God's will for you. Okay? It doesn't mean that we have to be an aesthetic and ascetic, where we give up everything, or and we eat little bowls of whatever it is that we think that ascetics eat. We can eat what we want, wear the clothes we want, do what we want. All right, that is God's will, within the bounds of, are we happy and are we harming none? That's, those are the boundaries. Are you happy and are you harming none? As long as you're within those two boundaries, then you are doing God's will. And if you are not happy, I would ask you, why not? What is the work that is before you so that you can be happy? All right. And I would start with the spiritual work because frequently we have everything we need to be happy, but we're still not happy. Then we go and we work on our spirit and our heart. Now, people who cannot meet their basic needs, I'm not going to browbeat them about being happy. Until their basic needs are met, then, they have every right to be unhappy. So, and most of those people whose basic needs are not being met, you'd be surprised that they can be happy. But we do have a spiritual responsibility to support everybody's basic needs being happy. All right. Basic needs being met. Got my words confused there. I know that all of God is for me and all of mine moves through me. What I decide will happen as long as it is good and will harm no other people. So see, that's what I was talking about. The boundaries we have boundaries. We absolutely have boundaries. It's not that we can do anything we want. We still have boundaries. As divine creations, we have boundaries. And our boundaries are, is it good? Will it make us happy? And will it harm anyone? It doesn't matter how many people it benefits. What matters is that it harms none. Now, the more people it benefits, obviously, that's all the good. But I'm also a minister and my job is community. So, but I never want you to think that your personal happiness is not important. I never want you to think that. If it only benefits one person and that is you, as long as it doesn't harm anybody, go for it. There is a divine purpose to our life. There is a divine purpose to our life. There is a divine plan to our life. Our creation was not an accident. It was a fulfillment of a plan and a design. And that actually makes me feel good, knowing that there is a divine purpose, there is a divine plan, that I am the fulfillment of a purpose and a plan. And it's to be nothing more than what I am. I don't have some grand destiny. I don't have dragons to slay. I wouldn't slay dragons anyway, but I would try and find a way to live with them. I don't know, I like the idea of it. Mind could only know a perfect idea, which means a whole idea. And so God's will for me is a perfect life here and now, a whole life out here and now. Not a flawless life, but a whole life. It means it's all included. The messiness, the juiciness, the wonderment, the are you kidding me? It's all included. It's all included. And that's why I like to say live out loud. Live out loud. Don't stint yourself on life. Don't make yourself small in life, because that's not God's plan for you. God's plan was never for you to play small. Letting go of all visible evidence to the contrary, I accept this. God's will is done in me, and the world is richer because I am. All right. God's will is done in me, and the world is richer because I am. Go look in the mirror and say that to yourself. The world is richer because you are. Not because you are anything. Simply because you exist. The world is richer because you are. Because you are here. Not for anything that you can do. Not for anything that you can say. But simply because you are here. And as somebody who has been through the ringer of anxiety and depression, that right there is an extraordinarily comforting sentence, because there's nothing after the I am. There's nothing telling me what I have to be. There's nothing telling me what I have to do. It simply says the world is richer because I am in it. That's it. The will of God moves in me to accomplish my heart's desire. Without stint, it offers me the full expression of life, which is why I say live out loud. Go and experience life. Go and do those things that you're scared to do. Get out of your comfort zone. To me, it gives every hope, every vision, and every right desire. We've already talked about what a right desire is. I don't need to beat you up about that. Out of the abundance of love, it merely asks that I accept life and use it aright. The only thing we have to do is accept life and use it. Use it. And use it for the benefit of everybody that we can. Especially including ourselves. Especially ourselves. That's all that God asks of us. Live out loud. Live your life. Be happy. Be joyful. Be creative. Be you. I am able to clasp that which I seek and experience that which I have wanted. God's will for me is wonderful, and I glory in it. Because God isn't asking me to be anything other than who and what I am. what I am, who I am, was designed by God. That's who I want to be. I'm not going to be designed by society. I'm not going to be designed by culture. I'm not going to, no. I am. We all are. Society, culture, religion, that's designed who we are. But we can break out of those bonds and go back to who God wants us to be. And here's one of those lines that just made me go, ah! I am the child which God intended I should be. I am life, love, and God's plan for all of humanity. I already used that line, went and said, the plan for each and every one of us. That's the same plan he used for everybody. We're all designed to live out loud. We're all designed to love. We're all designed to create. We're all designed to, and when we have our basic needs met, life is amazing and wonderful, and the world is better for it. As I evolve spiritually, the whole human family benefits. God's will is done in me, and my permanent peace envelops me. It breathes through my consciousness, bringing me new and great ideas to pass. Bringing new and great ideas to pass. Okay. In this deep and abiding security, I know my own Christ self. I rest from all struggle and let God's action do the work. Where is our power coming from? It is coming from God through us. It is an inexhaustible source. It is an inexhaustible supply. Therefore, whatever it is that you need and want to do, plug in. Plug in. My hope become possibilities and my dreams unfold into facts. Life becomes glorious and I do all things with ease. I expect the good to happen and the true to appear. Mind thinks through me. Love controls me. And if you're going to be controlled by anything, in love the good, in love the idea. It's like love controls me and I am the expression of God. This is the will of, this is one of those lines where I went, wait, what? This is the will of the Spirit for the child. This is the will of God for each and every child of God, which is every being, every living being on this planet is a child of God. And you are that child now. So the mission today, should we choose to accept it, is to expect the good to happen and the true to appear. That's the mission. To expect the good to happen, to know who you are, to be that beloved child of God, and to know all of the other beloved children around you. That's the mission. All right, beloveds. I'm going to move into the process of my day because we are going to have a service for you at 11 a.m., which means I need to go and eat breakfast. But before I go, I am going to encourage you to do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself, whatever it looks like. How big, how small, it does not matter. It is the day after Christmas. Rest. Because if you're like most of the people around me, you've had a lot of family in your house. You know? And if you had a quiet Christmas, then, you know, what is it that you need to do today? What do you want to do today? Make something loving, kind, and compassionate for yourself. Whatever it is. The day after Christmas are good days for naps, especially considering it's a Sunday. All right. I also encourage you to do something to engage your mind and your body. Unless today is a day of rest for you, then please do that. Rest. If I say that because Sunday is my day of rest. Although I spent 3 hours in the car yesterday. So yesterday was a day of rest too from physical activity. Go get a face full of sun as early as you can. Drink plenty of water. Hydrate. And open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you do live in heaven right here, right now. It is all around you. And the way to find it is to look for the good. Look for the good and praise it. Because the more you look, the more you see, the more you see, the more there is. All right, beloveds. I'm going to move into the process of my day, which means eating breakfast and getting ready for the 11 a.m. service, which you can come. It is in person or online. We're not going to give up the online anytime soon. Or catch us later on YouTube. We are Creative Life Spiritual Center on YouTube. So take care of yourself and have a great day, an amazing day, a wonderful day, a restful day, a cleanup day, if that's what you need to do, or a napping day. I'm going to start turning nouns into adjectives and adverbs now. Or a fantastic day, a good day. And remember, if that is too much pressure, simply have a day, because you are enough just as you are. God designed you to be who you are. Know that. And open yourself up to that love. That God designed you perfect. All right, beloveds. Take care of yourself. Check us on the social medias if you need us. We are Creative Life Spiritual Center, Creative Life Spark. I am the running Rev Ryan. And I will see you very soon at the 11 a.m. service. Reverend David will be on around 5 p.m. with you. And then I'll be back with you at 9 a.m. And the life will go back to normal until New Year's Eve. All right, beloveds. Take care of yourself and know that you're loved. Until next time, have a great day.